Before you get married, there are a lot of things to consider before blending your lives into one. Well, joining us this morning is local lawyer Mike Bottaro, who blogs on consumer safety and safety issues. And today he's bringing his legal tips for those getting married. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you here. Now, the first word when people think legal and marriage, of course, is prenup. Tell us a bit.
Well, absolutely. First of all, I want to congratulate anyone out there who's getting married this week. It's wonderful. My wife and I, Laura, have been married for going on 10 years
Congratulations.
now. Thank you. Prenuptials is, of course, controversial, and it's usually the first thing we think about. Everybody says logically we should get prenups, but of course most Americans do not have one. What I'd say is, if for whatever reason you're not comfortable with a prenup, if there's a significant disparity in wealth, it may make sense for the spouses to at least consult with an attorney and think about keeping some property separate.
Well, that's very useful. And from a legal perspective, how do people go about getting married in the first place?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one basic requirement in Rhode Island and in Massachusetts is that we obtain a marriage license. And the marriage license can be obtained by going down to the town clerk of the town where the bride resides in Rhode Island with your birth certificate and another form of identification, and there's a $24 fee. Now, Massachusetts, you can go to any town clerk, and you want to check their rules for the fee. There's also in Massachusetts a 3-day waiting period before you get married.
Oh, that's especially useful for people who kind of want to do it on a whim, or possibly if they just think it up that day. Now, another question I have for you is, as a lawyer, what is your advice for these newlyweds? Say they just got recently married. What advice do you have for them?
Yeah, great question. I mean, first of all, getting married is a big commitment in the eyes of the law, and it shows a formal sense of commitment to your partner. When your partner is in times of sickness, as they say, it's really important that if the spouse is incapacitated, the other spouse can speak for their medical needs. So you absolutely want to consider what's called an advance health directive, which is also called a living will. Along with, of course, everybody should have a traditional will. Secondly, it's really important, now's the time to get your financial house in order. If you haven't done it before you got married, now's the time. You can talk with a financial planner for free, and you really want to consider one issue that comes up in legal scenarios is debt. One spouse going into a marriage may have a lot of credit card debt, consumer debt, and when they get married, if they're not careful, that debt could now be transferred over to the new spouse as well.
So that should be something that people who are engaged should really even be talking about, or even before they're newlyweds.
Absolutely. I absolutely highly encourage speak to a lawyer about will and health and living wills, speak to a financial planner for getting your debt in order, communicate with your spouse, all very important things.
Well, thank you so much. There's so much more to the weddings than just the dress and the shoes. You have to get everything else in order. Thank you so much for coming in, Mike, and congratulations on 10 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And for more of Mike's tips, just head to WPRI.com.